I have to be very careful. Why, you say? Well, materialistic seduction can happen. I live in America. That should be perfectly clear. If materialism was ever to satisfy anyone, it would have been Solomon. He was the richest person probably ever. I know that seems to be hard in the day and age of Trump, but he had absolutely everything, and he had more of it than anyone, and yet he found it was all worthless and futile. It did not produce happiness. It did not produce the satisfaction our souls long for. He declared in Ecclesiastes, whoever loves money never has money enough. Whoever loves wealth is never satisfied with his income. In the end, Solomon came to the conclusion that we are to fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So, does the possession and pursuit of riches make it difficult to enter the kingdom of God? The pursuit of possessions and wealth and a preoccupation with physical things is absolutely futile and dissatisfying. Materialism is defined as the preoccupation with material things rather than intellectual or spiritual things. So, if a disciple is preoccupied with material things, it's definitely wrong. That is to say, I cannot have that is to say I cannot have material things, but the obsession with acquiring and caring for stuff is a dangerous for me as a slave of God. Jesus said to his disciples, truly I say to you, it is very hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. Again, I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. In another parable, Jesus says, the one whom seed was among the thorns, so the seed has been sown, it's among the thorns. This man is the one who hears the word, and the worry of the world and the deceitfulness of wealth choke out the word, and it becomes unfruitful. So the deceitfulness of wealth can choke out what God is saying to me. I don't want that. And I'm sure you don't want that either. So the Apostle Paul in First Timothy said, instruct those who are rich in this present world not to be conceited or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but fix your hope on God, who richly supplies us with things to enjoy. Instruct them to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous, ready to share, storing up for ourselves the treasure of a good foundation for the future, and so that they may take hold of life indeed. Now in James, we hear this. Come now, you rich, weep and howl, for your miseries are coming upon you. Your riches have rotted, your garments have become moth eaten, your gold and silver have rusted, and the rust will be a witness against you and will consume you like a fire. It is in the last days that you have stored up your treasure. Behold, the pay of the laborers who mowed your fields and which have been withheld from you cries out against you, and the outcry of those who did the harvesting has reached the ears of the master of the Sabbath. You have lived luxurious on earth and have led a life of wanton pleasure. You have fattened your hearts in the day of slaughter, and you have been condemned and put to death, and that is to your detriment. Now, there is some good news. In fact, there's some great news, and it's stunning. Jesus came and he freed us up. He freed us up from being a master of sin, missing God's goal. He freed us up from the death that comes with that. And he has given us a life in his spirit that is rich beyond anything we could have ever imagined. So let's go for it. Let's go after the richness of God.